This episode of the Empty Netters podcast is brought to you by the cool, crisp, refreshing taste of LABATT Blue Light. We're in the conference finals. We're in it every single night. We've got huge, important hockey games. It's stressful, it's electric, it's exciting, and it's all elevated by enjoying the games with a nice, delicious LABATT Blue Light. It is the best beer for hockey. It's the best beer for life because every single one of them is brewed with Canadian kindness. That's unreal. You can't get that anywhere else. So make sure if you need a cold one, whether you're at the bar, at home, hanging out outside enjoying these games because it's getting nice out, do it with a LABATT Blue Light because there is no beer that'll treat you better in the entire game. On this episode of the Empty Netters podcast, Game 1 is in the books and the Rangers are losing a series for the first time all playoffs.
Sheldon Keefe has a new mailing address, New Jersey.
And Dallas Edmonton. Puck drops tonight. Game 1 in the West. Let's go. Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast. We've got Game 1 in the books. Rangers, Panthers. Panthers take it 3-0. And the Rangers are losing a series for the first time. Unbelievable stuff. We're here in Boston. We're bopping around the East Coast right now. Little change of itinerary for the boys.
The old change in itinerary. It's classic. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Tales old as time.
Supposed to be in New York for a bit, and I think we're going to get back on the road and just keep enjoying these playoffs because...
Tales old as time, Dan.
Yeah, some stuff goes on. Some stuff goes on that you guys will hear about, but, oh boy. So here we are. We're back. We're buzzing. How do you feel?
I feel like we have two awesome series on our... Well, let me take that again. I feel like we have an awesome series in the Eastern Conference, and I'm hoping for a cool series in the Western Conference. I'm not sure it's got legs. We'll see. But that was a fun-ass hockey game last night, Dan, and I'm fired up for the one tonight.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for Dallas Edmonton. I'm so curious to see... It's funny, there was a lot that I was curious to see in Rangers Panthers. Mm-hmm. I was like, we've seen, the Roaches be the Roaches. They've played not that great of a playoff team in the Capitals. They were a little banged up. The Canes kind of fell short, shot themselves in the foot, and I was like, all right, let's see what the Panthers have in store, and we saw it. Mm-hmm. I feel very similar with Dallas and Edmonton. I kind of think I'm so impressed with Edmonton, and I'm so proud. True, like it sounds corny, but I'm proud of that Edmonton team for sort of dealing with the crazy season they dealt with, their coaching change, and then getting here, taking care of business, winning that, and really winning that Game 7.
Yeah.
I know it ended up 3-2, but whatever. They won that Game 7, and I'm curious to see how they match up against Dallas. All of that they've got going on with just like blocking shots and stifling the offense of Vancouver. I don't know that they'll be able to do that against Dallas. So you talked about it last episode, but I can't wait for this game.
Same. Let's rip our power ranking and then we can really dive into that preview.
Yeah.
4 teams left. So can't do top 5 anymore, but we're doing top 4.
Yes. Top 4.
I don't feel that there is any way possible to not rat myself at 1.
It's tough without having...
we haven't seen the West game.
Both Game 1s done yet, but I have my ranking done already. I know what I think it is.
Okay, let's start with number 4.
You want me to just rip it off?
Nope.
Number 4 is...
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Bottom to top, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, from 4 to 1, it is Edmonton, New York, Florida, Dallas for me. I just looked at... we talked about it, man. Looking at that Game 6, that Dallas-Colorado Game 6, those two teams looked so much better than every other team. Even the team that lost in 6.
I know.
They looked so much better than every other team in the playoffs. And the fact that Dallas beat them and beat them in 6 games, I'm just like, dude, that Dallas team is insane.
I thought you were going to go... I thought you were gonna go Florida Rags, Dallas.
No.
And I was gonna have to be like, Dan, I'm pretty sure Dallas has to be 2 here. And then you went Dallas 1.
I went Dallas 1. I stand by it, dude. I think Dallas is A problem.
I saw that would be Otter would be the first American-born goalie to win the cup since Johnny Quick, 2014.
Last year.
Well, starting goalie. Yeah. Okay, dude. Let me just think for a second.
I want to pop in real quick.
Rangers.
When I did the surprise hockey talk on Tuesday, someone was talking about Pavelski, and I said, I think you'd be hard pressed to think of anyone left in the playoffs that the general population wants to win a cup more than Tip Drill. He's got to be the number one. That's like, if you're letting someone get their cup finally, it's him. And someone slid in the DMs and was like this, I really want Quick to get another one. And I was like, what?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I respect.
4. Give
it
him
was
4.
funny because she was so funny about it. I was like, I love this because I love Quickie, but like Quickie has 3 and he won last year. And she was like, totally forgot about last year. You're right. I'm greedy. Yeah. I'm being greedy. And I was like, dude, you're being real greedy.
There are a couple though, and I said on the live the other day, Blake Wheeler. I fucking love. I know it's personal, but I love Blake Wheeler so much.
Cool. But like Blake Wheeler. I mean, I love Blake Wheeler too, but Blake was never close.
Oh yeah, fair.
So like, fuck off out of here, bro. Like over Pavelski.
Oh no,
over Captain America.
Gotta be Pav.
Get out of my fucking kitchen,
Gotta be
dude.
Pav, dude.
Put that orange back. Wipe your feet on the way out and leave my kitchen.
Yep. Do the dishes.
No, that's come on. That's too much to ask.
Okay, I think Florida, dude, has to be 1.
Don't hate it.
Florida 1, Dallas 2. Give me that before they play. They haven't played yet.
Oh, you're asking because we have to agree? Fine, because Florida's played.
Yeah. Okay. Florida, Dallas.
If Dallas wins 10-0 tonight,
then I will, and this will be out.
You have to do the next episode with your pants on your head.
This game will have happened. Like by the time people are listening to this, and I'm putting Dallas 2, they might have won 10-0.
Yeah, that's true.
Florida 1, Dallas 2, Rangers 3, Edmonton 4. Yeah. Boom. Power rankings.
Power rankings done and done. Taking a quick break from the podcast to talk about Bauer Hockey and specifically Bauer Hockey Training. Bauer is the best in the game. Everyone knows it. For almost 100 years, Bauer has been the #1 name in hockey for a reason because all of their equipment, all of their apparel, everything that they have to offer the game of hockey is top-notch and top-tier. And when it comes to training, no one is taking care of you better. They've got their digital reactor dangler and their reactor slide board that are going to take your skating and your stick handling to the next level. If you're a beer leaguer, if you're an elite player in high school, college, or anything like that, all of this stuff is still going to help you hone your game and your craft and get you to that elite next step that you want to achieve. So if you go to BauerHockey.com and put in promo code EMPTY, you are going to save on all of your shipping on anything you need in their training department. Take it to the next level with Bauer every time.
Let's get into some Bauer Hockey hot ice.
Really? What do we got?
I wanted to start really quickly, because we got much more pressing things to talk about, really quickly with Sheldon Keefe getting the New Jersey job.
Yes.
Had a lot of comments.
Your boy broke that news
you tweet
as well.
that too, dude?
I did.
You tweet that too?
I did. And you know what fucking sucks?
Tweet the score. What's the score tonight, Dan? Tweet it right now.
Not going to tell you.
Who are the Bruins signing? Tweet that too, dude. Why don't you just tweet everything? When am I going to die? Tell me how I die, Dan. Tweet that.
I don't think you want to know. It's bad. It's really bad. And also, it's sooner than you think.
I don't get to see the game tonight.
No.
You don't want to know what the score is.
You're never going to know the score, dude. I like I said last episode too, I don't care. But I did tweet this, and then RA tweeted it, and then like Dregs, Saravelli, everyone was like this, RA with the scoop, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Ryan.
I was like, I'm right here, man. But if anyone's going to get credit, it's
I want him to.
I'm fine with it being RA.
A lot of people asking me if that's the right voice there. And some people asking, like, Jack, I'm hearing Jack was not being held accountable under Lindy. And I said the other night on the live, I'm kind of over this group just needs a guy who will yell at him. This group just needs a guy who will be nice to him.
Dude,
this group just needs a guy. And there are different types of coaches. Torts is not a guy. Torts is a guy that's going to yell at you, right? And some guys aren't. But I'm so much more interested in like their tactics. Like I don't care if the Berube's a stern voice. Now, if Jack wasn't being held accountable, and by the way, you and I have said on this very program that Luke Hughes, for example, we felt like was maybe getting too much leash on the power play because he's Luke Hughes. If things like that are happening, then yes, it's cool that there's a new voice in there, maybe changing that dynamic up. Yeah. And I also think, and I said this the other day, anybody that even gets a fucking new boss or something at their job, let alone team, you feel that need to be like, I need to show my worth. Even if you're established, even if you're already the fucking VP in the corner office, you get the new boss, he doesn't know shit about you. So fucking step it up. So sometimes I think that can be helpful for a team like Jersey, who with a Jack Hughes who had 99 points 2 years ago, and now I'm the fucking man, and he is the man, and I love him, and he's nasty. But it's nice when you have a new coach in there who goes like this, show me, dude, because I don't know. I'm not your guy that loves you and strokes you off and tells you how awesome you are every day. I don't know shit. Show me. So I do think, at the very least, that aspect is helpful to this Devils team.
For sure. I agree with you on I do hate how so much of the dialogue and the narrative is going, you need a hard ass or you need a player coach, and it's not that simple. I do hate how you see it in other sports way more than hockey, but I kind of hate how this new wave is just so hard to have respect for coaches. Like these young, I saw a lot of young players just come in and they're like, I'm going to be a dipshit. And I'm like, dude, shut up and respect your coach, 20. Please. It's funny because I want to just say, I don't care what the way they speak to the team is. If it's Torts or Berube or if it's, Monty or Bednar, like if you're just one of the boys or if you're a hard ass, I don't really care what your approach is. I want to say respect your coach and listen to your coach no matter what, if they're a good coach. That said, I know firsthand in both, playing hockey, in work life, if you've got a coach, a leader, a boss who's a fucking moron, it's really hard to go into work every day and be like this, yep, I'm going to listen to what you say, when they're just blabbering on about dumb bullshit and they think that they've got it figured out and they're a moron. That is very difficult. So I get when we hear stories where it's like so-and-so lost the room. Yep. If you're losing and it seems like all the boys in the locker room are like, the message you're giving us is not it, dude. We're not in on this. I see how it falls apart. Keefe, I didn't get that vibe. I feel like
Toronto.
Yeah. I feel like the boys loved him, and I do think he's a good coach. I think it was just got to the point where it was like, it's not going to work with this group and you as coach. It's a tough market to play in. Get a good restart. I think there's a lot of Devils fans who are saying that, like, dude, we're the same team as Toronto. We're like a young, kind of inexperienced team that needs to be whipped into shape by someone. Keefe couldn't do it in Toronto. How's he going to do it here? I don't think it's as simple as that. I was a little surprised. No, I wasn't. I was about to say I was surprised that Keefe got a job so quickly, but I did think that there was kind of some of these other coaches that have been removed that I thought were going to get jobs way a little bit faster, and we'll still see what's going on. But Hiller in LA extended. Yeah. That was surprising. I feel like not to say he doesn't deserve it, but there was a lot of talk after Todd was fired in LA that was like, we need who's our guy for the next 5 years? Mm-hmm. Like, guys in that locker room were saying, the only thing we want is to have a coach and know who it is and who we're riding with for the next 5 years. And I think some of them are surprised, not in a bad way, that it is Hiller. So the coaching carousel continues to spin here.
Dude, I saw,
which is pretty wild.
BR posted this. Only 4 current NHL head coaches, John Cooper, Rod the Bod, Bednar, Mike Sullivan, were hired before 2022.
Yeah, that's crazy.
4.
And I'm frankly surprised that Sullivan has survived.
I think it was Lavi said something recently. Laviolette said something recently that was like, it kind of being like it sucks out here for coaches right now, because like it turns bad for 2 seconds, you get fucking canned first every time, and then just like there's no continuity, there's no nothing. And it's so easy to ignore that as a hockey fan. I'm here to watch the players, and I'm like, I'm happy to do it. If my team's bad, I'm like, this, kill the coach. I'm taking torches to their house, dude. And it's like, chill, dude. And maybe let the guys build something. Maybe. You know?
Yeah, that's a discussion. Do we need to have a discussion on coaches? Do we need to switch from protect our goalies to protect our coaches? I do think we're gassing coaches too quick these days. I mean, we talked about the Quinn firing. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I feel like everyone in the hockey world was like, he did exactly what you needed him to do. How is he getting fired?
Dude, I'm sitting here last 2 days ago being like, if Rod doesn't win a cup in this contract, he needs to be fired. And I'm like, hey, asshole, he won 50 games 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
The boys love him, and they're making the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, like, there needs to be some accountability.
We caught the bug?
I think I am killing coaches.
We caught the quick trigger kill coaches bug.
I've been burning their homes
You're
down,
right,
Dan.
dude. We've both been talking about that. How dare I?
Protect our coaches.
We got to protect these coaches,
This is
man.
crazy, dude. This is crazy.
We got to protect these coaches.
Keefe, I hope Keefe coaches the Devils for 20 years.
Yeah, me too. It's an interesting situation. I'm excited for Keefe in that role. I'm really excited for the Devils. Also, I'm going to take this moment, this platform. We're talking about the Devils. We got a trade the other day that we're going to talk about next. Mm-hmm. But while we're on the Devils, and I want to switch to trades, and then we'll transition into the Tampa-Nashville trade. I think Devils fans strap the buckles up, because I think in the next month or so, we're going to see a couple significant Devils trades.
I agree, but not. You're making it sound like
significant.
They're bad.
No.
I think there's going to be a lot of good and bad, a lot of good going in every direction.
I think it's good.
It's the Garden of Eden, dude.
I think it's good.
Good. Everybody, and this is take an apple.
This is what I think. I think the Devils have done a good job drafting. I think they've done a good job building this team. And I think they're at the point now where they're going, all right, our draft picks aren't going to get us over the hump here. It's like, it's time to make some trades. It's time to make some moves. That's how we build now. And I look at the embarrassment of riches they have in young puck-moving defensemen. They've got Luke Hughes, they've got Nemec, and they've got Seamus Casey coming in. Mm-hmm. I think one of them is moving. And if I had to guess, it's Seamus Casey. That is a great chip to be able to play with. I think they need a goalie.
Me too.
I think Linus Ullmark is on that list in a big way. Big way. And also, I'm not breaking any news here. This has been talked about. I think the chance of Brady Tkachuk being a New Jersey Devil next year is very, very possible.
Tweet it, Dan. Tweet it.
I'm saying
Hey, Dan, tweet it.
I'm saying it right here on the pod.
How do I die, Dan?
I won't tell you.
Tweet it, dude. Tweet it.
I'm telling you, I think that there's a chance that we see Brady Tkachuk in a Devils uniform next year.
I got a guy on our live, Jordan. What up, Jordan? He's a big Sens guy, and he's telling me the same thing. Brady wants to win in Ottawa. He does. He really does. He said that on our show.
Yeah.
But he might be out. Unfortunately, because I hate how that went in Ottawa.
I mean,
I thought they were going to be great this year. I picked them to make the playoffs. Yeah. They were horrible.
You see what happened with Matthew in Calgary, and he went, I want out. And now he's just parading himself into the playoffs every year.
People looking for a Tkachuk franchise alterer.
Brady wants that.
Him and Jack, dude, you shitting me?
Brady wants that.
Take me through the next trade.
Move on to the next trade. We got a little reunion, Chris.
And Dan, when I saw it, it's Ryan McDonagh. To everyone that doesn't know, it's Ryan McDonagh from the Preds back to Tampa. Mm-hmm. I have just really two things to say about this. One, Tampa's front office has made multiple quotes saying this does not affect our re-signing of Steven Stamkos.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
I'm starting to think maybe Stammer's coming back. We've all been...
I think he is. I've always said that.
Jan's called the shot, said he's going to go down to the Panthers. I'm starting to think that Stammer's staying, dude. It's like
for less than you maybe were saying earlier.
Yeah.
By the way, because I feel like that was the biggest hurdle.
McDonagh going down there and them actively being like, this does not affect that. It feels like such a arrogant thing to do to say this doesn't affect the re-signing of Steven Stamkos, and then he doesn't get re-signed.
Yeah.
And then also McDonagh immediately made a statement. He was like, I got here, I called up Stammer, and I get on the ice with him and Cooch. Like, these boys are ready to work. And I'm like, okay, I think he's staying.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yep.
The big one for me, the big news here is, Tampa is going to Tampa. They always make good moves. Like, I just think that McDonagh was still playing fantastic hockey, and I just think if anyone can unlock the last few years of his career, it's probably Cooper and that Bolts team. I am really excited about this Predators move. Preds moving out cap space, dude.
Yep.
Barry Trotz doing his thing, dude. He's in the lab. He's tinkering. He's mixing chemicals. He's finding the recipe. And I just think we saw it last year with Joey and Dutchie, and now here we go. McDonagh's out.
Yep.
Wonder who's next.
Yeah. Oh, dude, talking about interesting summers. We've been talking about a lot of interesting
Wonder
summers.
who's next.
Predators have a very interesting one. Second thing I just want to say about McDonagh, you kind of touched on it, but the familiarity there with the group, with the system. He played some great hockey at a great number. That's a big deal for them. I was actually interested to hear Trotz say, because McDonagh was like, oh, it's exciting. I'm happy to be back there. And I was like, oh, wow, because Nashville had a great year, kind of on the rise team. Yeah. And Tampa's competitive, obviously, but not. I wouldn't call Tampa on the rise. And then Trotz made a statement that was like, "Oh, he asked me to trade him there. He came up to me and said, me and my wife and my family are trying to retire in Tampa. Please trade me to Tampa if that's possible."
Yeah.
And Trotz was like, "And I love the guy. He's a stand-up guy, so we made it happen."
Trotz went like this, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Let me get the door. Let me get the door.
Do you need help packing your bags?
There's an Uber Black right outside.
Let me see if I can get a couple of draft picks for you.
He'll wait 15 minutes.
Quick work, dude.
Thank you,
That
sir.
was quick work.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit, and I want to get over our skis because we did the preview already, but talk a little bit about how you're feeling about this Dallas Oilers game.
Listen, we did our preview. I get yelled at for hating the Oilers all the time, and I don't hate the Oilers. I just don't believe in them.
Yeah. Dude, somebody on the live.
I don't believe that they can handle Dallas.
Somebody on the live was, and we got a bunch of Oilers fans that joined the live, and I love them. And I was talking Oilers, and I was like, yeah, I hope it's a good series. And then somebody chimed in and goes, Dallas is going to fucking dog walk them. And I was like, gosh, fuck. You might be right, dude. You might be right.
Listen, I just think Dallas looks so good. I'm so excited for this game because I do want to see how both teams come out. I want to see if Dallas comes out flying like they were. I want to see if Edmonton keeps the power play clicking. If they, I think they have a chance to slap everyone in the mouth here and go like this. Yeah. We are not going to get dog walked.
Us especially, yeah.
So I can't wait to see that. It's in Dallas's barn, which has been rocking. That's been fun to see. Let's go down the line. Depth. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. Defense. It's not even close. Goalie. It's not even close. So
superstars. It's not even close. In the other direction.
Yeah, superstars. Yeah. It's not even close in the other direction. But at the same time, this isn't like a ragtag, depth group for Dallas. Yes, Connor and Leon are on the other side, but also Robo is sick.
Yep.
Miro is sick. They have good players.
Dude, I want to ask you this, and cue the I hate the Oilers, but if the Oilers...
What's Rupe's status, by the way?
Find out.
He's been carrying a knock.
If the Oilers get buried, I wonder how the Edmonton fans will feel, and everyone that's an Edmonton fan listening, DM us, because I'm legitimately curious. And I know that Canucks team was delivered more than I anticipated, but just to me, the way the bracket broke for Edmonton this year was so beneficial to this Western Conference Finals appearance. And that's not a hot take. We got Vegas and Dallas and Colorado all duking it out on the other side. Mm-hmm. And Edmonton finds themselves in the Western Conference Final. And it's easy as a fan to go, well, we're in the West. We're in the semifinals. We were in the semifinals 2 years ago. We lost in the second round last year, and then we were in the semifinals. We lost in the second round last year, by the way, to the Cup winner, to the Juggernaut Cup winner.
Yep.
And then this year we're in the Western Conference Finals. There is no issue here at all. We don't have a goalie problem. We don't have a depth problem. We don't have a defense problem. We've been in the semifinals 2 of the last 3 years. And I would say to you, sir, this is a cakewalk to get here. And if you get spanked, if you lose to Dallas in 4 and 5, then that proves that. And I'm like, if you had played Dallas or Vegas or Colorado in the first round, you'd be out. And there'd be massive changes.
Yeah.
So you can't hang your hat on the Western Conference Finals appearance when it was a cupcake path. And if you take Dallas to 7, then never mind. Great team and good year.
Agree.
But I'd be curious to see, and I'm asking, I'd be curious to hear what Edmonton fans would think if you lose in 5 games. Do you still go, what's a Western Conference Finals appearance? Or you go, we're a clown show. Or not a clown show, but we are not Western Conference Final material. There are 3 teams that are much better than us in the West.
Yeah, right. It's like first of all, Rupe didn't practice yesterday. Has carrying an upper body injury, so we'll keep an eye on that tonight and see if he plays. That's interesting. You're so right. To me, this has been a wild year, but at the end of the day, it's like they did kind of pull it together even before the new year.
Yep.
So I'm like, I almost washed the first couple months, and I'm like, good job. Like, you guys are back on track. You're right where you should have been. So I look at it almost like they became a great team. They get into playoffs, and they play the Kings. Kings didn't have it. The goaltending situation was a nightmare. The chemistry was a nightmare. Easy series for the Oilers. Then they go to 7 against Vancouver, who's playing their third backup goalie, and was dealing with Besser is out as well. You get past that. I'm not taking anything away from the Oilers, but I do think I'm not sitting here going, damn, they're in the Western Conference Finals and they had a tough road to get here. The other road was way fucking harder. So if you look at it and say, how would the Oilers have matched up if they had to play Vegas, if they had to play Winnipeg, if they had to play Colorado, if they had to play Dallas before this point? Do you think they would be here? No. That's I think a lot of people are saying no, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out how they play against this Dallas team. And if Dallas just makes quick work of them, it'll be it'll be tough. It'll be a question mark situation for this team.
Agree.
So we'll see what goes on tonight.
Let's talk game 1. Rags, Panthers.
Game 1, baby.
We have a 3-0 Panthers win at MSG. I think the first thing I want to say is I'm very confused by, not confused, but I would urge Rags Roaches fans to be cautious with this attitude. Rags played horrible. Rags played horrible in game 1. We were terrible. Who cares? We're fine. That was one of the worst games we've played all playoffs. And I'm kind of like, was it?
Yeah, I don't like that take. I'm going to ride with the Roaches like I have been doing, and I'm going to defend them. But to my fellow fans that I'm being carried on the river of Roaches with, I don't like that take at all. They did not play bad. Like, so many people were like, we're asleep at the wheel, and I'm like, they looked exactly like they've looked in every of the Carolina games. So I don't know what we're talking about here.
And to everybody, they said this a million times in the broadcast, so you already know, but the Panthers are going to outshoot the Rangers in this series. The Canes outshot the Rangers. The Panthers are going to also outshoot the Rangers. That's the game. And the Panthers aren't going to pepper shots like the Canes did from anywhere and get 50 on Chesty, but the Panthers are going to outshoot the Rangers. So every Rangers fan that's like, well, we barely got any shots. There was a season low shots after 2 periods. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the Panthers game, dude. Like, that's what you're going to have to jump on your chances. You're going to have to get in transition and jump on your chances. So ignore that. I'm not here for that reason why you played bad. Dan, remind me, who had 2 breakaways in this game?
Yeah.
Rang one off the pipe.
New York.
Who had 2 New York Rangers scored more one-timer goals than any team in the league this year. Mm-hmm. Who had 2 one-timers, one on the power play in the end of the second, one halfway through the third, that took one a ridiculous against the post save and one hit your own fucking winger and would have gone in?
The Rangers.
The Rangers. I'm watching that game.
They had the advantage in power plays as well, 3-2. Like, they had plenty.
I thought it was 2-2. Was it 3-2?
No, it's 3-2. Yeah.
Okay, dude. But that's my kind of point. When I'm watching that game, and I'm on the Panthers, right, for this series, but when I'm watching that game, there was one play where Matthew Tkachuk hit one. Pat centered one, and I forget who it was, but someone had like forehand back, and Chesty made a nice glove save.
It was Barkov, I believe.
Well, okay, but every other Panthers chance, for the most part, Shesty's lined up, and like the goal, he wants that back, but it hits something. But he still wants it back, but that hits something.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Shesty got lit up either, and his fucking 3-goal and less at home. It's now at home streak because he got hit. But I'm like, his 3-goal and less at home still alive, dude. He gave up 1 goal. Well, we're gonna get to that in a second, but he gave up 1 goal and then a Laffy fucking, hey, how are you, Laffy? Nice tuck.
Laffy's 5th goal of the playoffs.
So you hate to see it, but an empty netter. So you know what I mean? Like Shesty played pretty great, and then Bob, the Rangers rang 2 posts.
Yeah.
Bob made a breakaway save, and Ziba one-timer hit Trocheck, and I think might have been going in. And then Bob made a sick one-timer save on the other side, like against the bar. Where is the bad game there that the Rangers played?
Like I said, I'm going to defend the Rangers, and in this regard, I don't have a defense because I do think it's a shit take. I think it's being like this. We played like shit. Like what a lot of these fans are trying to do is going, take your win, Florida. We played like shit, and I'm like, you were on home ice and you got beat.
Their number one job, the Panthers, take a game in New York.
Yeah,
and I think Ray Ferraro even said it, and good on you, Ray.
Yeah.
One nice comment. The first game, if you are the Rangers, is not must win. But if you lose and you're the Rangers, it makes game 2 damn near must win.
Absolutely.
So you put yourself in that position by losing this game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a punch in the mouth. You're down in a series for the first time. More adversity. Let's see how the Rangers respond. They did not play a poor game. I'm sorry, they did not. That was a great hockey game from both teams, and they lost. Let's get into the nitty-gritty before we get into the Panthers, because I have a lot I want to say. Also, first of all, I think I'm out on posts.
Oh, shit, dude. This is huge. This is massive, Dan. Go on. Tell me more.
I think I'm out on posts. Like, whenever people like hit the post, people try to bring it up like it's a stat. They're like, dude, we could have been in that game. We could have done this. Like, we should have won that game. Like, a bunch of Bruins fans were doing it in I think one of the Toronto games, and they're like, we hit fucking 3 posts and blah blah blah. I'm kind of like,
Canes fans were like, that's all they could talk about.
Yeah. And we all know the feeling of hitting a post. It's a good shot, and you're like, fuck, I just missed. But it's the Charlie Conway quote. It's like, well, half an inch the other way, you would have missed the whole fucking net.
Wow.
So I do kind of think, I'm like, dude, like hitting the post. I think we need to stop saying it's like that should have been a goal. Hit the post, because I'm like,
it's not even a shot on net, Dan.
It's literally not a shot on net. And with a lot of these post hits, I'm like, I'm sure if that puck was a little bit over this way, it might have hit the goalie.
Yeah, he would have saved it.
So
he would have saved it.
I'm out on posts, dude.
I think that's a take, dude, and I think you fucking might be right. You're so crazy, you might be right.
I might be right, and don't get me wrong. Like, when the team I'm rooting for hits the post, I'm like, oh my God, we hit the post.
And dude, when I hit one.
And when I hit the post.
When I hit one, you're going to be hearing about it. I might send an email. I have a listserv.
Oh, I count it as a goal. In beer league, if I hit the post, I count it as a goal on my mental chart. Dude.
People hear about it at 2 a.m. They wake up 2 a.m. email. Post tonight, high stick side.
Dude, I love that when you come home, you talk to people. How's the game go? Dude, fucking, we lost. It's just a brutal bounces everywhere. Fucking rang 2 posts.
Dude, came down the right wing, cut in, absolutely cheesed him high glove.
Hit the post.
They go, oh, tuck? And I go, no, dude, rang it. Absolutely.
Rang it off the post. And I'm like this. So you missed the net. Right?
Yeah, you
missed the net. That's not a shot on goal.
Dude, I used to love chirping people. I do that.
Yeah.
When someone would hit the post on us, like if I'm on the ice and some dude rings the post, I would immediately turn to him and go, hit the fucking net.
Yeah. Dude, it's a good chirp. You missed the net.
You fucking bitch. And he'd be like, I just walked half your team and beat your goalie.
Hit the net, you fucking loser.
Hit the fucking net.
Ridiculous. Okay. Let's talk about the OEL goal.
Yep.
I did not like the call. I thought it was a bad call.
I love the stock. I don't like the call. I love the stock.
Just want to say I love the stock.
I love the stock.
I don't like the call.
I don't like the call.
I don't like the call. It was great for the Rangers. I don't like the call at all. And you brought up immediately, astutely, well done, doctor. They're going to make that call, but they're not going to make the one in the Boston series. It's a fucking joke, dude. So it's just one of these things. It's like, it's difficult. It's not on the refs. It's not on Toronto. It's not on the league. These things are tough. But It's more like I want to revisit the rule here because this is, I guess, where I'm at. And I don't even think this is debatable.
Were we talking in together or on an episode that goalie interference is the most fucked call of all time
it was. I think it was on an episode.
Okay.
Lomberg enters the crease. He enters the paint legally. And then I don't even think this is debatable. Very actively tries to avoid Shesty. Barely nicks his pad, and I'm kind of out on the if there's any contact, it's a walk. He barely nicks his pad, guys. Let's be honest. And then, as we've seen, Lindgren cross-checks Lomberg again, a penalty. I'm not saying it should have been called, but cross-checking is a penalty.
Yep.
Into Shesterkin. There's some contact. Shesterkin resets, reacts to the shot, and gets scored on. And then smartly, Shesterkin's like, "Yo, fuck that." So does Lindgren.
Yep.
They're playing by the rule book, and I respect it. But I think the rule that is in there already. Wish tweeted this during the Boston game. If a defending player hits a offensive player into their own goalie, it's not, in my opinion, that's not goalie interference. Because the thing that drives me nuts is I'm like, I think our defensemen need to have better situational and spatial awareness than to cross-check players into our own goalies. Dude, that's it. If you're looking at that play and I'm being harsh, I go, that's a bad play by Lindgren.
Yes,
you can't do that.
You know when in Liar Liar when Jim Carrey is in He Can't Lie.
Yeah.
That's actually the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
And they
remember that part in Liar Liar where Jim Carrey couldn't lie?
And then
do you remember that scene?
Greta,
that was fucking crazy.
Greta is like, "Hey, this guy fucking needs your legal advice again because he broke."
And he goes,
"Yeah.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!"
Yes, dude. I literally need to sit down every defenseman in the National Hockey League and go, stop hitting people into the fucking goalie. And, dude, they go, well, I got to clear him out. But I go, well, he got position on you, between you and the goalie, so you need to work around him and get him out, dude.
Yeah.
You can't push him into the goalie. So, dude, and I am going to come off, so I know Rangers fans are like, that was a correct call, and everyone's going to get pissed at me. But
actually, I'm coming to the defense of my Rangers fans. They have not, because we posted something on the Instagram, and I was like, that goal should have counted, by the way. And I would say it's like 60, maybe 60-40, maybe even 70-30. Tons of Rangers fans being like, I'm a Rangers fan. I agree. That was a weird call. I didn't like it.
Lomberg, I think it's like Shesty's glove, maybe. But if whatever contact Lomberg made without Lindgren, that would have still counted. Like if he Shesty's glove goes up against him and then Lomberg's standing there and moves away and then it goes in.
Yeah.
That would have been a goal.
Yeah.
So what I hate is they review it and they go, because he was interfered with because of Lindgren.
Yes.
In my opinion. So
Absolutely.
he was interfered with, and then they look at it and they go, okay, well actually Lomberg went into the crease and the initial contact on Shesty before Lindgren was Lomberg, so we're waving it out. And I'm like, but Lomberg's act wasn't enough to wave it out.
Agree.
So the fucking only problem here is what Lindgren did, and now you fucking you're disallowing it for that. That is the most backwards fucking logic, dude. And fucking the audacity of Lindgren, dude.
Go, dude. You're
Shesty, 100%, because he doesn't know what's going on. Like Shesty gets hit, as soon as it goes in, you're right, he goes like this. The audacity of Lindgren, who also does it.
I know.
He goes like this, fuck you, Lomberg, into my goalie, and then turns to the ref like this when it goes in. And I'm like, you are fired, dude.
He's like, what is he doing? This is bullshit.
I'm like, what is going on, dude? You cross-checked a player into your own goalie, and then you give up a goal because of it, and then you look at the ref.
Yeah. Listen, it was great for the Rangers, but I'm with you. I thought I did not like the call, and I need the goalie interference thing revisited. I'm not mad at the refs. I'm not mad at the rule book. I'm not mad at Toronto. I'm mad at we got to figure that out because this is getting absurd. Talking about the Panthers, first and foremost, your saucy prediction is on pace, sir. And also, what a start for Matthew Tkachuk.
Yep.
Matthew Tkachuk comes out and lays wood in the beginning of that game on Trocheck. Great open ice, clean hit right to start the game. Then, boom, gets a goal. That is the most Matthew Tkachuk Eastern Conference Finals performance I've ever seen.
Dude, after he said before the game, he was like, what's fucking cooler than MSG Game 1 Eastern Conference Finals? And then comes out and does that first period. And I was like, yep.
It's like, you believe that. That was not just a comment. There's something very interesting about this Panthers team. They have an identity, but in my opinion, the Florida Panthers' identity is that they are shapeshifters. This team changes the way they play against every team. Like the way that they beat, who did they play in the first round?
The Lightning.
The Lightning. The way that they beat the Lightning was not the same as the way they beat Boston. And I think the way that they just played this game against New York was not the same way that they were playing against Boston, or the way they were playing against Tampa. They are really changing their game plan and their play style with every opponent, and that's terrifying. The forecheck from that team all night long,
oh my God,
deep
dude,
into the third period, was suffocating. And it was a very, very interesting display of, okay, to be honest, this Rangers team is playing, and it makes sense, right? We're in the third round. They're playing the toughest opponent they've played yet. And the way that the Panthers and Paul Maurice got ready for that team and really put a pressure on them that they haven't seen yet was very impressive. Like, I just thought that was a strong game from them. And you see a lot of, I mean, this isn't a knock on Boston, but I think a big issue with Boston in that series especially was they couldn't get the fucking puck out of the zone.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get clean pucks on sticks, little chip outs, little flip outs to just get a change, reduce the pressure from Florida. Watching the way Florida in their D zone was just eating pucks, diving in front of shots, and then collecting pucks, quick snap, pass, get it out, or the little
flip, dude,
the little flip out of the zone.
Alley-oop.
It's just like it is. You're like, that's why they beat you. You know, it's just a good looking team.
Remember Eichel when he came on said Cassidy every round changed our system completely. Yeah. Who we're playing now? I know we do well, but I'm gonna go eat them. Also, dude, can I get nerd as hell on you right now?
Do it.
There's a book series by Brandon Sanderson that I'm reading right now called Mistborn, very popular fantasy series.
Yes.
And there's a creature in that world called a Chondra, and they'll eat you and then take your form. And I think that's what the Panthers have been doing through this playoffs. They ingested the Lightning, took their form, ingested the Bruins, took their form. Now they're ingesting the Rangers.
First of all, cool creature. Appreciate the shout out. What are you talking about? That's not what they're doing at all. They're not playing like Boston now.
Well, they're creating a form to beat them. I guess that's what they're doing. They're creating a new form to beat whoever they're playing.
Okay. So not at all like the
Not at all like that. And in fact, actually, nothing like that I just...
So this is nothing like Mistborn or the Chondra.
I think they find out who could beat Boston, kill them, take their form.
Yeah.
Find out who can beat... They go find some other team that can beat the Rangers. Yeah, kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, just like that.
Yes. Whatever that new creature is, that's what they're doing.
The Rangers need to score in transition, and they were having a hard time getting out, but not that hard of a time. They had a few breaks. The Panthers are going to score by possessing the puck for 45 seconds at a time behind the goal line, which is exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, a big one for me is the power play. 0 for 3 on the power play. That can't happen. The Rangers really rely on their power play.
It cooled off at the end of the Kane series.
It did. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on, especially given that Florida didn't score on the power play either. Mm-hmm. So you're playing 5v5, you're losing 5v5. That was kind of the narrative, right? Carolina was playing better 5v5 than New York.
It was only one, but it was only one goal. Like everybody was like, God.
Well, it was 2 goals, but
was it?
With the goal interference is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm saying Kane's rags.
Oh yes,
it was one goal.
It was not.
Canes were one goal better 5v5.
Yes, correct. Yeah. It wasn't crazy. So yeah, it was. Listen, biggest test.
Yeah,
biggest test so far. Massive game. I mean, all the games are massive now, but I'm not saying anything crazy here. This feels like as I've said, the drum that I am banging, like Nick Cannon in Drumline, is that this Rangers team has been dubbed the Cockroaches by me because they are not fazed by anything. They will claw back. They're not rattled by getting down in a game or in a series. I know this is the first time it's happened. So I would like to say if they lose 2, whatever. You know, like it's like New York, New Jersey last year. It's you know
hard to lose to at home to this team. Though,
it was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I preface that as to say I'm about to go. You are looking right now at you cannot go down 0-2 at home against this Florida Panthers team. I feel a lot of people would be like, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
But
Florida weirdly been way better on the road, though. Did you see that stat?
Yeah, but based on like, oh, you mean all season or in the playoffs?
No, the
Because
playoffs,
like it's like
playoffs,
sure, but like they lost one game to Tampa, like you know. And
but they've won 4 straight on the road. Their power play's 35% on the road, 12% at home.
Yeah,
like they're just like oddly.
So it is something that's like maybe not, but I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was staring at this Florida Panthers team and I was like, we're down 0-2 and we're playing 2 at your barn. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Guys, you know that we have partnered with BetMGM for all of your gambling needs. So let me tell you how this works. All you have to do is sign up for BetMGM and use promo code NETTERS. That's NETTERS. And what they're going to do is you can take a bet that's $5. You can take a bet that's all the way up to $1,500. Let me just say it again. $5 to $1,500. You heard me. And if you win, congratulations, you won the bet. If you lose, they take that money and put it back into your account, and you can bet it again. That's insane. How could you not want to take advantage of that? So go to BetMGM, sign up, and use that promo code NETTERS right now. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. Or visit www.1800gambler.net for West Virginia. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. We'll do Armchair GM right now, but I'm just gonna keep rolling because it's like basically part of this hottest conversation.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a coaching adjustment either you or I demand the Rangers make, but it's just something that's been coming up so much that I wanted to talk about it. The whole narrative, the Rangers need to be more physical. They're getting beat up by the Panthers.
Yeah, they out-hit them.
I have PTSD from that entire statement from the 2019 Bruins Blues Cup when everyone was like, the Blues are bullying the Bruins. And I'm like, dude, you are not getting bullied. You were just losing to the Blues. And listen, did the Blues have a heavy forecheck? Yes. Did they fucking illegally injure multiple defensemen and that's why we lost because we had 5D?
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Did Torrey Krug get clearly tripped and it wasn't called and that literally cost the series?
If you are banging their D on every dump in, it adds up 100%. And Florida is about that life. They are getting pucks behind the Rangers and hemming them the fuck in and hammering bodies. And Matthew Tkachuk is throwing his ass everywhere, dude. Like, that's how he hits, and that works.
Wait, that was Achari that got tripped, wasn't it? Sorry, my brain just shut off, and I went back to that 2019 series. Sorry,
nice,
continue.
That's a good rewind.
Continue.
But yeah, so the Panthers are out there getting physical, but I don't think that the Rangers need to. You said the other day, who wants to play in the mud with the Panthers? I don't think the Rangers need to play that game. Now,
because you're going to lose it.
Put in Rempe. I think they are, but even if you aren't, like, that isn't your game.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like I have said multiple times, and again, like I believe in the Rangers. My big thing is, no one can beat this Panthers team in the mud. No one can. And the Rangers out-hit them. They had more hits in that game, so it's not like a. It's not a quantity thing, and I agree with you. Clearly, it's like that's not how you're going to beat them. Like, you need to beat them with the fast-paced skill game that you've been playing all season long. Yes.
And they're susceptible to that. You saw 2 fucking breakaways.
Yeah.
For the exact same reason. Like, the Panthers think they have you hemmed in, and then 1 puck ricochets, and you're gone, dude. Someone on the weak side is taking off. If I'm New York, I am like... I don't go, we played horrible, it's fine. Yeah. I go, we played pretty good, and that was a tough loss. Let's try it. We need to get game 2. But I'm like, just continue to believe in our system.
Yes.
And really focus on clean zone exits.
Yes.
Because that's where we're getting beat.
Yeah.
We get stuck in the boards, and we rip it around the wall, and the Panthers fucking D keeps it in, and then they're so good corner to corner. I haven't seen a team move corner to corner that fast in a long time. Like, they're 2-manning the puck, and then the Rangers reverse it, and that fucking high forward, it's not even the center every time, just whoever that is in the corner, already. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like, hey, less around the boards, and like you play, we always talk about how dangerous fucking NHL guys, like, throw 2-foot sauces into their own slot during breakouts because they're like, we can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can do it 95% of the time, and the 5% you do it, you fuck up. It's a fucking goal.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, stop, dude, just get it out. But if the Panthers are showing themselves that if you every rim that you're fucked, maybe the middle of the ice is open.
Yeah.
You know, figure it out. Take a fucking page of their book, flip it up the fucking rafters.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? But I just don't buy the play more physical if you're the Rags.
I'm with you. My other armchair GM is for Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Get shots on net.
Yep.
I think
Stay out of the fucking box.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
But I just think that team is disciplined, good defensively. If there's anything that this Dallas team needs to learn from Vancouver, and it's the Skinner thing again, like, get 30 shots on net.
Yep.
Make sure that if you're going to lose a game to Edmonton, make sure Stuart Skinner is somehow beating you.
Yeah.
Do not leave that sheet of ice going, we should have got more shots on.
Yeah, we didn't really.
That is something that you cannot let happen. So find ways to get pucks through, find ways to test the goalie and make him beat you, and I think you're going to find success.
Yeah. God, I love the when you get this deep in the playoffs, it feels like there's so much pressure on that high seed to win both. Because I'm like, the road team's just trying to win one.
Yeah.
We win one of these two. Like, if Edmonton gets one of these two, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's crazy. You just have to win both. Okay, let's hit a little God I Wish I Was. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
God, I wish I was Jamie Benn.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why, Dan. I saw this other cool stat. Games played without a cup. Guys that are in the league, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dudes, but there's actually a lot of guys on Dallas.
Yeah. Suter, Pavelski.
1,332. Suter, 1,444. Dutchy, 1,056. And then Jamie Benn, 1,112. And I kind of just forgot. Like, I knew he didn't have a cup, and I knew he'd played 1,000 games, but I was like, oh, yeah. Like, you've just been in the grind for a long time. And what a cool moment it must be for him to play this long, be the captain of that team.
Same team, too.
Same team this whole time, contributing, scoring a sick backhand tuck to tie game fucking 6 against the Avs, but not the guy. You know, it's not like, we don't need you to do this, Sid, or whatever. You know, you're just like, hey, I play third line, but I'm not a third line ghost. I'm a third line contributor, but I'm still to get the C. And you're this close again, and you've got a great squad, and your role is, and some people hate it about him, but your role is like, you're a prick. Yeah. You're a bully prick, okay, on the schoolyard.
Yeah.
And who rolls into town for the Western Conference Finals is the pretty boy Oilers. Yeah. With like the two high-flying players in the league, you know, and they go, hey, go be a prick to them, and he goes, sick. You know, like, it's not like you're playing.
Oh, dude.
You're not playing like the Avs and they're going to fucking steamroll. It's a dogfight. Like, you are playing the fucking prom queen.
It immediately takes my mind to that clip of there's a scrum on the ice and Ben and Hyman are standing like arm in arm.
It's one of the great clips of all time.
And then Ben just slashes Hyman's stick out of his hand. And then when Hyman goes to pick it up, Ben just two hands him in the back of the, in his spine. And I'm like, what happened?
Then they're in a fight.
What is going on in this interaction here? So, yeah, he is going to be a motherfucker
like,
for sure.
He gets to go beat up on the fucking high-flying Oilers every chance he gets and have a sick team. That could be the captain of a sick team, and he's contributing, and you might get him a cup.
Yeah, for sure. God, I wish I was also on Dallas. Matt Duchene.
Oh, shit.
I just love his arc this year.
Yeah.
It's you know, he had really a career year in Nashville a couple of years ago. Last year was a frustrating year for that team, frustrating year for him. Everyone was underperforming. He loves it in Nashville. He's playing guitar on stage. He couldn't be happier. He's investing in the bar. And then, bang, he gets bought out.
Bought out, dude. Yeah, Christ.
And it was an insane moment when he got bought out because he was like, I'm one of the guys here in Nashville, and all of a sudden I'm bought out. And then there was a bunch of conversations of like, where will he even end up? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are we talking about here? And he gets a deal in Dallas, lower than he was making. People were kind of like, oh, shit, this is kind of just like a retirement deal almost. All of the lineups were showing him like, yeah, he's on the third line. And people were like, you know, he probably, I remember it was Boudreau was on NHL Network in the summer talking about it, and he was like, he's probably going to be upset that he's on that third line, but this is the cards he's been dealt. And he had a great year, scored 30 goals.
Was it 30?
I think if it wasn't, it was really 29, close, but we're going to round up for the purposes of this. But I think he got, or maybe he didn't get 30. He got close, though. But he had a fantastic year, and he's in these playoffs now. He's got 6 points in 13 games, contributing, and then obviously scores the sick heartbreaker goal against Colorado, one of his other former teams.
25.
Okay, sorry. That's too much. That's a dash one for me. That's not. We can't round that up to 30. But 25 goals is fantastic, especially in that role.
Yep.
I love that he's getting that goal against Colorado. Not saying there's bad blood there, but it just like adds into his arc. Like he's like, this is a team that I left. A lot of Colorado fans don't like him. He scores that sick goal, and then, after he got bought out, he's on this new team. Now he's in the Western Conference Finals. He's scoring an overtime goal to send them there. Like, the guy's buzzing.
Yeah, he's buzzing, dude.
He's buzzing right
now. Honorable mention, God, I wish I was. Bobrovsky.
Oh, my
dude, you're dueling your Russian partner, and you got your buddy bread man on the other side, and everybody's saying Shesty's having the best playoffs because they forget Jeremy Swayman exists, but they're like, Shesty's the guy.
Otter.
Yeah, Bob can't hang. And I saw some previews, too, like if the Panthers are going to win the series, they really need Bob. And I'm like, at what point has Bob not been great?
Last like they're acting like he's got to wake up. Yep. He's been fantastic.
And he posts a sturdy shutout, in my opinion.
He looks like a kid out there.
Dude, you said that. He's flashing. He's
rolling around.
He's flashing legs, dude.
Looking like Tim Thomas.
Couldn't believe
Looking
it.
like Dominic Hasek.
I couldn't believe it.
He's flopping around out there like a young kid.
I saw one. I think it was the Cooley breakaway where he made the save. It might have been the post, the earlier breakaway, but I think it was the Cooley breakaway when he made the kick save. He made the save, and then the puck went down the other end. There was like a whistle or whatever, and the camera went back to Bob. And sorry for the radio listeners, but it was just him, and he goes like, and just had his eyes closed and did the deepest inhale, and I was like, "Oh, Bob is fucking in the zone.
Yeah,
I'm in the fucking zone, man.
That's
I'm in the fucking
Mr.
zone.
Miyagi shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I was like,
He's
oh
fucking
shit,
dialed.
Yeah, so not a bad time to be Bob either
at all, dude.
Let's close it out with the temper tantrum, and here's what I got for you, Dan.
Hit me, dude. The tantrum.
Too many men on the ice.
Oh my god, dude.
And I got two sides of this coin. The first side is the Boston Bruins, for example, setting an NHL record for too many men on the ice.
Was it actually?
Yes.
I thought so.
It was. An NHL record.
I tweeted, I was like, someone look this up. This has to be a record.
An NHL record, 7 too many men on the ice penalties in one playoff run. And they didn't get out of the second round, Dan. They played 13 games.
That is preposterous.
Dude, it cannot happen.
They're getting too horny, dude.
It cannot happen.
You're just getting way too horny on the bench.
A part of it, this is no excuse, but a part of it is line jumbling. And I'm not like blaming Monty or anybody jumping lines, but a part of it is like you're not going out with the same guys every time. Sometimes in game, the line isn't even jumbled, but they're like, hey, we're going to try one. Marshy, I want you with Pasta on this one. We're down a goal. So it's just like, you hear, for people that don't play, you have a color. Like in your practice, you wear like a color practice jersey. So it's like, hey, red line, white line, like you have your line. And if you hear red line but they're like red line with Marshy though, and you're the red line left wing, you might jump. And you're like, fuck me, my bad. But more often than not, it's like the early jump, which it happens in every change ever, but then you play it. You play the puck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, how could you be playing the puck right there? How could you even be passing it towards the bench when this is happening?
Yeah.
And then certainly how could you be playing it?
I thought that was a bad call last night.
Okay, so that's going to be the other side of the coin. But first, do you want to sound off on the idiocy of 7 fucking too many men penalties?
No, I don't know why we're skewering the Bruins right now. Like,
well, it's anybody, but I'm just saying
Jesus
that
Christ,
was crazy.
Dude, relax. It's any. I think it's nuts, dude. It's always driven me mad because bad changes happen.
Yeah.
But if you are the key offender in a bad change, that's such a pee whack for me. I'm like, sucks. You fucking idiot, dude. Like, why are you changing in this shitty situation? I was very cognizant always when I played of being like, I will never give a bad change. Like, unless I am dying, I will never give a bad change. But I also hate when someone changes and they're like, I'm like, get off the ice, dude.
Yeah,
like, if
yeah.
you're coming, get on the fucking bench so I can go out.
Superman onto the bench. Dude.
Those ones piss me off too. So to switch into that call last night, I didn't like that one.
Okay, so
like
the
it was
other
a
side of the
very
coin.
like they were right next to each other. It was hop on, hop off, and no one played the puck. I'm like, that's not.
I need a potentially another angle that I'm missing, like similar to the Bennett Marchand thing where everyone was like, it's fine. And then they're like, oh shit, I didn't know. I need another look at that because from what they showed on the broadcast.
Dude, Paul Maurice is screaming 4. He was like, we had 4.
Dude.
Being like there was 4 on the ice as someone was changing.
Okay, I thought he was saying 4 to the rep, like 4 of you huddle. Like I thought he was going like, yo,
maybe,
you guys
maybe that's
need
what
to
he was
chalk.
doing.
Because he was like, you didn't see it right, ask them.
Maybe that's what he was doing.
But
either
way, he was
Maurice
saying,
was like,
you're wrong.
Yes. And then they show that, and Ray Ferraro goes, yeah, based on that, there's 6 men on the ice, and there was not only, and Ray's great. I'm not dogging Ray, but not only were there 5 Panthers on the ice, they had a graphic on the screen with a number on each of them, counting out to 5. I was like, what are you talking about?
And what was crazy is like, because the Rags were coming down, were the Rags taking the puck that way? I think the Panthers were. The Panthers were skating the puck down, 100%. So what happened was a guy changed, and like whoever the left wing was coming up, like almost hit his new guy.
Yeah.
But that new guy did not touch the puck at all, dude. And the wing skates by, and then you look, I think that overhead that I saw at least showed like the 2D way behind the play.
Yeah.
The last D changing and the other D already on.
Yeah.
Which was the most normal hockey change in the history of hockey changes ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm fucking king even it up on the penalties, and I knew the Panthers got a late power play, and I was like, oh, I bet they're going to give one to the Rags here. But I was like, that was egregious, dude. That was just a normal change in the game of hockey.
Agree.
Fuck that, dude.
Insane. Good temper tantrum. I like it a lot. We're going to get dialed in here for game 1 tonight. By the time you guys are listening to this, we'll have the result of Dallas-Edmonton, and then we head back to New York. Like we said, change of itinerary.
Little change of itinerary.
Your boys are going to be buzzing here for the conference finals, and then we head to the Cup, and things are just going to be electric. So keep crushing it with us. Go to the YouTube right now and subscribe. You sons of bitches. Do it right now. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're spreading us around because this is the most fun time. We're doing the most fun stuff. You are not going to want to miss any of this. It's electric stuff. Cannot wait to keep crushing it with you guys.
A lot of action, lot of action, lot of action.
A lot of action. And until then,
skate hard, baby.